Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I do not know why this is not top news right now. Okay, I'm actually surprised that I missed this. Again, it's like I tell you, we're too busy talking about race, so we can't talk about things like this. Okay, this is top level corruption. It demands the attention of American citizens because Joe Biden's special envoy for climate, John Kerry, is on a hot seat. And I'm not talking about because of global warming. Okay, he's on a hot seat because he's been accused of giving away information on Israeli covert operations in Syria to Iran. So he's giving away this information about what Israel is doing in regards to military operations in Syria to Iran. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is important because, we're supposed to be fighting against the Syrian government. Now, the Syrian government is aligned with Russia and Iran. Okay, everybody else is aligned against the government and is trying to fight them, right? And so John Kerry is basically being accused of giving military information to the enemy, right? I mean, this is some crazy stuff. Some crazy stuff, man. He's basically acting as a spy for Iran. So this story coming out is huge, right? And nobody's really talking about it. So I'm going to talk about it, okay? Now, this is not the first time John Kerry has been getting close to Iran, okay? Because apparently he tried to undermine the Trump administration in regards to the nuclear deal back in 2017, 2018. And apparently they have been Democrat officials, some of which is in the Biden administration now, have been meeting with Iran to actively try to undermine the Trump administration, right? This is some crazy stuff, okay? So let's read here. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif claimed in recently leaked audio that John Kerry, when he was serving as Secretary of State during the Obama administration, informed him of more than 200 Israeli operations in Syria. Kerry has previously been accused of colluding with Iranian leaders to undermine the Trump administration. Kerry is now part of the Biden administration and has a seat on the National Security Council as the special presidential envoy for climate. Kerry shocked Zarif by revealing that Israel had attacked Iranian targets in Syria more than 200 times, according to leaked audio obtained by the New York Times and other outlets. Wow. Sounds a whole lot like collusion, right? So much for that Russian collusion. How about Iranian collusion? Okay. Now, the rest of this article goes on to say that this was probably leaked because apparently the guy that John Kerry was close with is thinking about running for president or something like that in Iran. And it was probably leaked by some insiders in order to try to cut him down. So who knows, right? This could be the equivalent of the Steele dossier, right, that they tried to use against Trump. I don't know. But regardless of that, there definitely needs to be an investigation because, again, guys, the magnitude of these allegations is serious. Okay, like we're currently fighting, right, or at least supporting or strongly supporting rebels in Syria that is trying to take down the Syrian government that is backed by Russia and Iran, and Israel is a part of that. Our Middle Eastern allies are a part of that. And when John Kerry gives out sensitive military operations information regarding an ally to somebody that's supposed to be an enemy, that's a big deal. And what makes this particularly bad is that Israel is supposed to be neutral, right, in this whole Syrian civil war thing. Now, they have taken a more like humanitarian position, doing some airstrikes, providing some military support here and there, but they're not supposed to be officially a part of it, right? And if, John Kerry, again, is telling Iran about covert operations that Israel is running against Iranian forces in Syria. Again, it's supposed to be covert. It's supposed to be a secret. Okay? That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Okay? This foreign policy stuff is crazy, guys. I'm telling you. And we need to get some answers from John Kerry on this because he's in a hot seat. Okay, this is serious stuff, right? He should probably resign if that's true. At the very least, he needs to stand before Congress and answer some questions. Because again, this is potentially something that's treasonous. This is a treason level accusation here. It really is. But, you know, my gut feeling tells me that probably nothing will happen. And for a couple reasons. One, because, you know, there are not enough, you know, strong Republicans in Congress that are actually going to push this issue to the forefront, right? One, in order to try to get an investigation. And then two, the media is just not covering this story. And they're not going to cover it. Okay, because we know that the media, specifically CNN and MSNBC, are just an arm of the Democrat Party. That's all they are, right? And because of that, they're going to make sure that they don't cover this because they don't want to make the Biden administration look corrupt, even though we know the Biden administration is corrupt. We knew before he even got in office how corrupt this administration could be, right? Now, to be fair to John Kerry, he has denied these accusations, okay? He's denying them. But unfortunately, like I said, because the American people don't know about this, it's one of those things that's just going to slide under the rug, okay? And the Democrats going to get away with it, just like they always do. Okay, and then the media is going to turn around and they want to talk about Matt Gaetz and what he's doing with his personal life, right? Or they want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene and what she's doing in her personal life. They try to make it seem like, you know, these Republicans are the worst thing in the world and that they're enemies of the state, right? And active threats. And when you have not just John Kerry, but you have multiple officials in the Biden administration that have worked to undermine U.S. interests in the Middle East, right? Just because they don't like Trump. That's crazy. I mean, that is the definition of treason, in my opinion. And nothing happens to them, right? This is the type of corruption that is in our government. And we can't weed it out because the media doesn't want to talk about it. Just imagine if there was reports that former Trump officials are working with foreign adversaries to undermine the Biden administration. That would be front page news. It would be front page news. They wouldn't stop talking about it. Just like with the Russia collusion thing. But see, when it's Biden or the Democrats doing it, they have nothing to say. And this is why media is a joke. They're a joke. So, who knows, man? You know, there's Republicans like Senator Marsha Blackburn that have come out against this and saying that, you know, there needs to be an investigation. You know, John Kerry needs to stand before Congress, answer some questions. I'm all for that. But, you know, I'm not getting my hopes up that, you know, anything is going to happen here. It's just going to slip under the rug and probably go away like all the stories. But who knows? Maybe I could be wrong. But what I do believe is that in the future, this could probably have some serious foreign policy implications, specifically when it comes to the U.S. relationship between Israel. Okay. And, you know, if I'm the Israeli government, I'm not sure if I want to be sharing information with U.S. officials anymore, especially about our covert operations, because, you know, they might go tell the enemy. Right. So who knows, man. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.